Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. Welcome. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. We will not be having any April Fool's jokes tomorrow because there is nothing that could quite top what is seriously going on here on Earth right now. So, how is everyone? How are you doing? What is everyone doing to fill your time? That's what I really want to know. And I also want to know, how are any of you, especially if you live in the Columbus, Dublin, Ohio area, how are you finding butter and milk and like heavy whipping cream? I just got to know, because I personally was at the store a week and a half ago picking up some prescriptions. They had no butter to be found, no milk to be found, no heavy whipping cream, staples for cooking, right? And we're all stuck cooking right now. And then I picked up my Kroger click list that night. They didn't have any of the stuff that I ordered either. So apparently they don't have any of that in Columbus, or it's hiding somewhere. I don't know. But I also don't know about everyone else. But I personally am tired of cooking, cleaning, and washing dishes all the time. I'm so ready to get back to eating out and eating my real eats. There's a company that delivers food for me, but like they're delivering, I forgot to postpone this week, and they're in New York. So let's just say I'm a little bit hesitant and I won't eat any of the food, because all it takes is someone, coughing in the area that's preparing the food or whatever. So there goes my bags of food that will be arriving tomorrow. But I'm ready to get back to that into my takeout so that I can just warm up some food, put it on the stove, warm it up, and it's done. But cooking every meal. Oh, and not that it's like intense cooking. Let's be honest. Tonight I'm going to make, what am I making tonight? Doing turkey kielbasa sausage, essentially sausage, potatoes and green beans in my Instant Pot. So literally it's just I dump everything in there. I hit a button, it cooks, voila, it's done. But still, the dishes, doing all that, I don't know how you do it, especially those of you that have children and they're snacking and eating all day. I mean, all you do is spend your day in the kitchen. Really looking forward to not spending all day long in the kitchen. So that's what's going on in Nicole's life. Very exciting, living the dream over here. What are you all doing? I would like to know. I'm very curious. So real quick before we get started, again, we are still just doing this little daily awesomeness, daily dose of awesomeness. We're going to be answering some of your questions. If you have already submitted questions, so if you've already submitted questions on my Facebook post a week or so ago, and or you've already posted your question on previous YouTube videos, I have got your question in the queue. You do not need to repost it. Please don't repost it. Save me time, save you time. It's already in the hat. If you have not submitted a question, and or if you've not already had a question answered in previous videos, and you would like to have a burning question answered, go on ahead and submit that down below, and then I will put you in the hat. And every couple days, I just randomly draw names, and then the angels and I will sit down and answer some of your questions. So if you got a question, put that down below. Now let's go on ahead and get started real quick. Oh, I have a Yorkie sleeping behind me, just making it hard to grab my water. Miss Allie. Okay. So let's go on ahead and start with some general messages. Okay. And these are messages for everyone. And hopefully my cute little decoration won't get on my nerves. Because if so, I'm going to punt kick it out. But let's move these down. With 3, they should almost all fit, maybe. If not, we'll move them up. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we have, and this I pulled from Archangel Michael's deck, we have focus upon divine and perfect health. And at the bottom it says, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon, and these are prayers. So at the bottom it's a prayer. So this would be like your prayer. God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. And then we also have positive thoughts create positive results. And at the bottom it says, the prayer is divine love and wisdom. I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and situation. And then the last card we have is Magical Gateway. And at the bottom it says, it takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Oh, and some of you are wanting to know what this deck is with the little fairies. It's a new deck that I purchased recently. This might even be the first time I've used it for you. It is the Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay. Okay. Well, one thing they're saying straight out the gate, which is a bit random. Some of you are experiencing an abnormally high amount of anxiety right now. Did you just hear them clink on my window? So you're having a lot of anxiety and worry and dread and fear, and you don't know why. Yes, collectively, you know, a lot of you are empaths, and collectively there just is a heavy energy because so many people are worried about the unknown and everything that's going on. But many of you that are experiencing that right now, the reason you are experiencing that is because you have lived through a plague before similar to this. And a number of you, they're saying that even the Spanish flu was your last lifetime that you were here, and either you passed away because of that or you had a loved one who passed away because of that. And you'll know that. So if you are one that's in that boat, if you sit down and you pull up a video, and not just a quick short clip, but if you pull up like a documentary, a video that goes into length, you know, it can be a 40-minute or whatever documentary that goes into detail, or you could even read an article. But if you pull up a video or article about the Spanish flu and you start to listen to that, if you find that all of a sudden you're scared, you're clammy, you don't know why you're clammy, you maybe start to have almost like a mini panic attack, like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of the house, I gotta breathe, I gotta open the windows, I gotta breathe. You are someone who's lived through a plague, a pandemic, and if you are panicking at that, it's likely that is the one that you lived through and or did not make it through. And that's why those emotions are being stirred up in you at this time. So you are being encouraged to every day affirm to yourself, and you can look yourself in the mirror and you can affirm, I am healthy. I am healthy. My family is healthy. I have a strong immune system. I am healthy. I am going to make it through this current pandemic healthy and happy, and I will make it to the other side of this healthy and happy. And that's going to calm your soul down. Now, for some of you, you could even take it a next step. You could do yourself a little release letter. It doesn't even have to be a letter. It can just be a list. You can write down, okay, I'm really sick and tired of feeling panicked, having many panic attacks, feeling anxiety, feeling dread, feeling worry. Just start listing those emotions. Start writing them down. Every emotion that's coming up that you want to let go of, write it down. And then pray, God, Jesus, Archangel Michael, and all of God's. Now, see, when I pray, it's always all of God's archangels and healing angels and angels that are all of God's light, love, and purity and are of the highest vibration and are also watching over my highest good, because there are, in fact, fallen, lower vibrational angels. But you want to define who's helping you. So, God, Jesus, Archangel Michael, please come help me release these emotions physically and spiritually in this lifetime and all other lifetimes, planes, dimensions, and realities. Because again, that fear is coming to you because of what you experienced in a past lifetime. So you want to get the root of it. You want it released now, but you want it to be released clearer back to wherever it comes from. Some of you may not even know what plague you lived through or did not live through. But just write the emotions down and then ask that they help you release it. Read the emotions out loud that you want to release. Rip it up. Burn it, safely burn it, collect the ashes, and if you can get outside, dump the ashes outside. and they will whisk that away. And they're saying for some of you, if you truly physically are not even able to get outside of your home, water is cleansing, and you're only going to have a little bit of debris. They're calling it debris. So you can rinse the pan, whatever it is that you collected the ashes in, and you can just, because water's cleansing, like when you take your shower in the morning, you should visualize that they're cleansing you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Not only are they cleansing physical bacteria from your body, but they're also just cleansing anything that isn't serving, any stresses, worries, whatever it is that you just need to cleanse. Water's cleansing, so you can rinse out that pan and wash those away. And that is indicative of the God and angels washing it away for you. Okay, so perfect health. Many of us are stuck in our home. We've been in our home for a couple weeks or a month, and a number of us are going to continue to be in our homes, hanging out for a few more weeks or a month. So use this time to your advantage. And they're encouraging for a number of you to work on your health. It could be dietary changes. So maybe you've been wanting to lose a little bit of weight, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I can't go to the gym, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, do the things that you can do. You may not be able to get fresh fruit and vegetables at your grocery store, depending upon what limitations are in your area, but you could do frozen fruits and vegetables. Yeah, you may not be able to get to the gym, but ask any military person. You can work out anywhere you are with any materials that you have, because military members have done that for years. You can do push-ups, you can do squats, you can do flutter kicks, you can do jumping jacks, you can do wall sits. I mean, there are all types of core strengthening exercises and things that you can do in your home for free. Where do you think CrossFit came from? CrossFit actually came from military, because military members, go to any military location for years. There's always tires and things that they can flip and roll around to be able to work out with whatever is on hand. So if you don't have exercise equipment at home, that's okay. Do the things that you can. And for many of you, it's actually better on your body for you to use your own body weight as a resistance to do your strength training rather than to rip a tendon or rip something, because some people go in a little bit too gung-ho and then they injure themselves and they can't work out for months. So actually you'll find it very beneficial. They're also showing me planks. Some of you, it would be beneficial for you to do planks as well. If you have a video, so you may not have a treadmill, but maybe you have an old step video or an old cardio dance mix or something that you can watch. Put that in and do that. All you need to do is work up a sweat, get outside, take a walk. But focus on your health, because it's very important at this time in order to boost our immune system. It's good to keep our health in check. And that would be eating healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, and non-inflammatory foods, and getting a little bit of exercise. And even if that exercise is taking a walk in your neighborhood, that's still exercise. And that also is going to help you emotionally and physically to get out and breathe in some fresh air. Now, the positive thoughts create positive results. Again, back to that whole affirmation of I am healthy. I have a strong immune system. I am going to remain healthy. So you don't want to declare things that you don't want to pull in. You don't want to say, I am not sick with the Rona. You don't want to do that, because you're just putting out the universe, the Rona. You don't want to do that. You want to declare, I am healthy. Because if you're healthy, you don't have the Rona. You don't have pneumonia. You don't have respiratory crud. You don't have allergies. Unfortunately, for a lot of allergy sufferers right now, stay calm. Stay calm. Remember, if you're really getting itchy, runny eyes and nose, it's highly likely that is not the Rona. If you're a person who is commonly known to get allergies, that is likely what you're suffering from. Don't have a panic attack, because we can also attract those things to us. So do declare what you want. I am healthy. Remember that you are healthy. and stay positive, and don't allow yourself to get stuck into a state of fear. Because if you're fearing, shh, Lexi, no, oh my gosh. Of all the times that the UPS man decides to come here, and I have the door gated so they can't see. Let me see if I can get their little remote. Oh, I can reach it. Now you be quiet. You back there be quiet. Apparently, the UPS man must be delivering my filters. Let's hope they stay quiet. But anyhow, do everything in your power to stay out of fear and to not allow yourself to continuously think about it. So if you are one and you are constantly watching videos about it and you're constantly, reading reports, it is wise to stay educated, know what's going on. Definitely pay attention to the news, know where numbers are, but also know those numbers aren't true. They're not correct. They aren't. But it's just stay apprised of it so you know that, oh my gosh, there's, 0 cases in, your local area, or you might find, oh my gosh, there's 140 cases in my area, in which case you probably should not go home. You should probably bunker down where you are at. Like me and a number of people, Angels told me I am not to leave my house until after the 6th of April because there are so many people contagious at this point. So it is good to be wise. It is good to pay attention as to what is going on in your area, but don't allow yourself to get slipped into where you're constantly watching videos, you're constantly fretting about it, you're constantly reading articles, because what you'll do is you will draw that to you. All of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I have a sore throat. Oh my gosh, that's one of the symptoms. Oh, am I hot? Oh, I'm feeling flush. Oh Lord, it's a cough. Oh no, I got the Rona. You could pull that to you energetically if that's all you're thinking about nonstop. Pull yourself out of it. Take a day off. Be like, you know what? Today I'm not looking at anything about this. Don't want to know. I know it's out there. It's not bringing me down. I'm not going to think about it because I'm healthy. And I'm going to do a project in my house, and I'm going to do some little squats and exercise, and I'm going to make an amazing meal for my family, and whatever it is that you're going to do, don't even look at it, because you can, in fact, pull it to you, and you don't want to do that. So stay positive. Remember that you are healthy. And this magical gateway, I got to say, this remote is amazing, and to my dear friend out there that asked me to send her the information on it, it is by a company, Modus. And I got it on Amazon. It looks like that. And I do love you. I will still be sending you a message. But this is the little magical remote. And as soon as the girls see it, this is the remote that makes that high-pitched squeak. The UPS man is parked outside of my house. And even though I have their baby gate up with a blanket wrapped around it, typically they would be losing their minds right now. You all would not be able to hear me. We would have to pause this, and you wouldn't know because I would pause it and I would edit it and take that chunk out. But the second they see me pull this remote out, because they do not like that high-pitched squeak, they stop barking. And I just waved at my UPS man, and they didn't do anything because they didn't want Mama Bear to hit this remote. So if you have little yappy dogs, you may want to get one of those too. It's magical. Okay, he's gone. So the fairies card. Right now, this time that we're going through, you can think of it like a portal way. This is a time for you to walk through the doorway of your new beginning, your new path, your new way of being, whatever it is that's for you. But it's totally new. You see how she's opening this door and all this light is flooding in? It's time for you to walk into the light, walk toward the light. Some of you, it's something minor. Some of you, it's like, oh man, I wanted to be full speed on Operation Hot Body, so I could be looking good this summer at the pool. And then Earth closed, and now I can't go to the gym. And it's all over. No, you can still walk through that door. You just need to be creative. Do some exercise and things without the equipment. Instead of eating Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Reese peanut butter cup eggs all the time, eat something else. Eat some fruit. Eat some veggies. You do have the time where you can cook healthy foods. So use this time to move in and start that new way of being, that new way of eating. Now, for some of you, it's something bigger. Some of you, it's reaching out to a lover or someone that you're interested in. Some of you, it's sending out resumes. It's a little bit different for all of you. Do keep in mind, it's a general reading. But use this time to have that fresh start, have that new beginning. Walk through the door fearlessly. They're wanting you to know it is not, so they're saying for some of you, it is not too late. Some of you are afraid it's too late. It is not too late. You are not too old. Sometimes we can get into the thought of, oh, I'm too old for that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't go back to school because, oh, too old. No, you're not. You are not too old. And then stepping through this doorway, by you stepping through this doorway, things are going to change in your life for the better, and they will change rapidly. And for some of you, this is a big thing, a big shift, a big leap, they're saying. So you're still kind of afraid. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Wow. Oh, boy. They want me to teach you all how to do muscle testing, which is often referred to as kinesiology, but it's muscle testing, and it's going to be interesting. How are we going to do this with all of you at one time? Huh. Okay. A lot of times when I'm working with personal clients during personal readings, they'll have me teach the person how to do muscle testing. But it is a lot easier when it's one person. Okay, so they're gonna now walk me how to walk us through this. So you all are gonna learn how to do muscle testing. Isn't this fun? So what I'll have you do is go ahead and stand up. Now, if you are in a car or listening to this at work and you can't, go on ahead and pay attention to what the time mark is. We're about 20 minutes or so in, and then just do it later. But if you can stand up, I'm going to have you go ahead and stand up, and I'm going to prepare all of you real quick. Okay, now you guys are ready. So I'm going to go ahead and have you just relax, have your feet about shoulder width apart, and just relax your arms at your side. Now, if it helps you relax and not think about it, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And what's going to happen is I'm going to go through a string of questions with you, and you're going to find that your body is going to sway in a certain direction. And we are going to test what a yes is and what a no is for you, and then we'll find as we go through some testing if that's correct or not. Initially, it's probably not going to be correct because it often takes people time to relax. So don't worry, just relax. Don't think about it. What you'll find is your body is going to sway in a direction. You're not going to fall over. You're not going to hit your head. You're just going to gently sway and move. So if you allow yourself to relax, to feel it, that'd be great. They're showing me a lot of you are all still very tense. Okay, so go on ahead and show me what a yes is for you. Allow your body to move, which is actually going to show you what a yes is. Okay, some of you are freaked out that your body's moved. Okay, show me what a no is. Okay. Okay. Now again, don't get worried if some of you were going to go through some questions real quick. If you realize, oh, my no is not really that, my no is this. A lot of people are really nervous typically the first few times that they do muscle testing. So just relax. Okay. Do I physically live at this current moment? Do I physically live in Texas? Okay. It should have matched whatever your no is. If it doesn't, again, don't freak out. As you relax, you'll get more, because I do not live in Texas. Okay, do I currently physically live in Ohio? Okay, should have gotten a yes. Again, if it doesn't match what you initially got, don't worry. Okay. In this lifetime, have I physically visited Luxembourg? Should have gotten a yes. Have I physically been to Spain in this lifetime? Should have gotten a no. Have I physically been to Brazil in this lifetime? Should have gotten a no. Have I physically been to Afghanistan in this lifetime? You got a yes, okay. Do I, in this lifetime, have 14 brothers? You should have gotten no. Some of you are laughing at that. Okay. How many brothers do? Let's see here. In this lifetime, do I have 3 brothers? Okay, you should have gotten yes for that. Okay, so you can go ahead and sit down. That is how you do muscle testing. So, when you use muscle testing, it is important to always start off by identifying who can move your body. So when I was doing this muscle testing with you, I identified that only God, Jesus, and Archangel Michael could move your body. So you're going to want to identify that, because do remember there are low vibration beings that like to cause problems, and if they can make you think that yes, you should do this or no that or something, and it's wrong, they like to do that because they're jerks. So always define who can move your body. And always do a test before you start asking a bunch of questions. So I always encourage people to start off by asking their name. So like if I was going to be, say I'm in the grocery store and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to buy something or whatever, I would first start off with, is my name Nicole? Is my name Bob? If I got a yes, my name is Nicole, and I got a no, my name is not Bob, then I can ask other questions. However, if I get yes, my name is Bob, and no, my name is not Nicole, then I need to stop and not ask any more questions, because you will find there are times that you will not get accurate answers. If you are sick, if you are dehydrated, if you are asking a very emotionally charged question like, did he talk to that girl last week? Is he still dating her? You likely are not going to get correct answers because your emotions are going to interfere. In those instances, teach a friend how to do muscle testing and ask them. Because for some of you, this is a big thing. Like, you may be trying to decide, like, okay, should I call that person? Should I schedule a date with that person? Should I submit my resume to this company? Should I go on ahead and resign from my company? So it's like some big stuff that you're contemplating. So you don't want to get wrong answers. So go on ahead and teach a friend, because then they can do your muscle test for you. Okay? So whatever it is that you're contemplating, if you're just, you've got a bunch of signs, you're still not really sure, do some muscle testing, and that'll help you out. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started with everyone's questions. And let's see, who do we have? I think I've got 8 of you today. Let's see. Yes, there's 8 of you. Okay, so our first one, let me get this deck. Not that one. Okay. So first is Nina, and again, I'll apologize right now if I mispronounce your name. Please forgive me, I do apologize, but it's likely going to happen. So I apologize now. And let's go ahead and get started. I was looking to see who all we have. Okay, so Nina Borišek asks, I wonder what the angels are saying about my divine masculine. Okay. So you have deception, which is upright. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Then you have forgiving and learning in reverse. It says on the bottom, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And then you've got codependency addictions are affecting your romantic life. So the divine masculine, the person you are asking about, they are currently deceiving themselves with regards to their awakening and their healing. They are having difficulty facing their shadow and doing that deep, uncomfortable healing work so that they're able to move forward. They're also deceiving themselves with regards to what... Oh, pick Lexi up. Oh, don't bump your head. Hi, sweetie. They are also deceiving themselves about what makes them happy. There we go. Now we got 2 Yorkies in the chair with us. Okay. Move that. They are deceiving themselves also about what brings them joy and passion in life. I'm getting an image of them being alone, a recluse. Although there is a relationship that they've been in where even in the relationship they felt lonely and not happy. So this would be the perfect time for them to sit down and evaluate their life. What's working for me? What's not working for me? Why am I miserable? And what do I need to cut out of my life to get back to a happy state, back to joy? What do I need to change? But they're not doing that right now. Let's hope that maybe they can start to do that so we can get Earth turned back on. Because they're just not doing the work right now. And there is some codependency. They're showing me like a drinking, almost like a closet drinker. And they are afraid of rejection. It's interesting because they're saying that they do have feelings for you. They do have deep feelings for you. They realize that they liked you more than what they had anticipated. They were more attracted and drawn to you than what they had anticipated. And they are having difficulty forgetting you, which is making them uncomfortable because that keeps bringing them back to the things that they need to heal and release and let go so that they can move forward. So right now they're kind of stuck until they do those things. So that's where they're at. Hopefully that helps, Nina. Okay, let's get next question. Cat A wants to know, will T and I enter into a loving romantic relationship soon? Yes, and actually it's going to be in the near future. Could even be in the next few weeks. And as far as embarking into a romantic relationship, what do you need, Miss Lexi? You just keep interrupting us. I know. Oh, she's still not feeling super well. Sometimes she just wants to sit in my lap and be loved on. But she's going to have to wait until we're done with this video. We'll see if we can make her happy just sitting beside me. So apologies for her interrupting. She's just feeling under the weather still. I know. Oh, do you want down now? Okay. She'll leave us be, maybe. But what they're saying is like in the next few weeks, that's likely going to be him reaching out to you within the next few weeks. Not actually seeing each other in the next few weeks. but beginning that dialogue, that communication channel. They are encouraging you, though, when you do embark on that, clearly communicate your desires and your expectations, and don't allow him to get off the hook. And he'll actually respect you for that. Because you're kind of worried, like, oh, what if, but maybe I should just play it cool and just do that. No, don't do that. Let them know what you expect. Let him know what you want. So say you have a twin or a soulmate or whatever it may be. So say your divine masculine, say he comes back, and say in the past, maybe all he would ever do is text message all the time, but would never pick up the phone. And you want to pick up the phone. And maybe he only text message usually at night. Well, when he comes back, when divine masculine comes back, communicate that, I'd like to give this a shot and see where this is going to go. But if you would like to do the same thing and give this a shot and see where this goes, then I need you to call me and have conversations with me. I would like to hear how your day's going. We'd like to have conversations and really get to know each other. And I would like you to be consistent with that. No disappearing and falling off the radar. Because in order for me to feel like, yes, you are interested in truly giving this a shot, I need you to show me that you're truly interested in giving this a shot. So be consistent, call me, pick up the phone, and please don't just text message me at night. Because that shows me that all you're looking for is a sex play toy. You want to sext at night, and that makes me feel cheap, makes me feel used, and makes me feel like you are not truly serious in seeing where this goes. So if you are, call me. Let's get a dialogue going. Let's get to know each other, and be clear about that. Because again, he'll respect you for it. Because a lot of divine feminine have just gone along with what the divine masculine have done in the past, and they have had some poor behaviors in the past. They know that their behavior is poor. Now you all love yourselves. You know that you're worthy of more, and you need to communicate to them. Here's what I expect. I would appreciate if you do these things. What would you like me to do? And be clear about those things, because a lot of divine feminine are afraid to communicate those things. Like, oh my gosh, what if I speak up? What's going to rush them away? Well, don't worry about that. It's interesting. A guy that one of the guys I've been speaking with, he was supposed to come in and visit around Halloween, and that all fell through last minute. Now, granted, doing what I do, I know that he was having issues with the ex-wife and all types of drama going on. Never once did he communicate that. Now, in the past, I, like many divine feminine, would be like, oh, well, don't love myself enough, so I'll just continue to have conversations when he finally limpers whatever communication back in and act like it never happened. Because that's where a lot of divine feminine were. There was a lot of healing, and for many, a fear of abandonment. So, okay, I'll put up with whatever's coming my way because I don't want to be abandoned, don't want him to up and leave. Well, now we all know that we're worthy of more. And we don't want someone who behaves like that. So when I talked with him again, I called him on it. Because then he was talking again about coming to visit. And I'm like, look, if you want to come visit, that's great. It's great. It'd be nice to see you. But don't do that again. And communicate what's going on. No communication, no this, no that. But share it in a kind way. Don't go chewing their little heads off. But kindly communicate and lovingly communicate what you expect. And then after that, he's like, okay, all right. I'm gonna make this better. I'm gonna make this much better. And it's a little bit too much, like video calling me all the time. Oh, what are you doing? But he will respect you for that. And everyone will, because when you value yourself enough, whether it's your divine masculine or whether it's someone else, maybe you had a friend that constantly is not showing up and not following through, to let them know that, hey, I value our friendship. I love spending time with you. But when I've done things and I'm ready for us to hang out, and this always happens, that makes me feel like this friendship's not valued by you. And have that open communication with them. They're saying just make sure that you're sharing what your desires are and what your expectations are. And don't worry, it's not going to scare him off, because you will actually find that he has the same desires and expectations. And you'll actually be pleasantly surprised that some of the stuff that he was doing in the past that kind of bugged you, maybe it was the whole texting at night. You're like, okay, what is this? Am I just a toy? what is going on here? You may find that he was thinking the same thing about you. Because there's been a lot of miscommunication between the two. And there has been between the two of you. Okay, so we are moving on to Jami Kantor. I have been working hard on clearing and raising my vibration. Congratulations. Just would love to know if the angels have any special message for me that might help me at this specific time with my journey. Let's get these. Oh, we're going to bust out this deck too. Okay. So I'm also going to bust out my little unicorn deck. Do keep in mind, my unicorn deck has some foul language on it. But we all need to laugh at this time, so we're going to pull it out. And as I like to tell my mother a lot when it comes to foul language, is because she's like, oh my gosh, that's a curse word. And I'm like, how many years were you in the military? That's what military people do. But curse words are not what we think are curse words, as the angels have educated me a number of times. You know, because humans, we can make anything curse word. We could say, oh, today banana's going to be a curse word. Don't ever say banana again. That's a bad word. But God, the angels, they don't see it that way. They see a curse word as what's the intent in your heart? What are you saying? Because a curse word is truly something cursing someone, cursing people, cursing a group. Someone could say, oh, me and my bitches, we're going to dinner tonight. I can't wait to see them. Oh my gosh, love them so much. In God's eyes, that's not cursing anyone. But if someone sits down, I hate that bitch. I can't stand her. She drives me insane. In God's eyes, that's cursing. Because you're like, oh my gosh, I hate that person. I can't stand them. I hope something bad happens. Blah, blah, blah. That's cursing because you're wishing ill upon them. Now, do keep in mind, all words do have energy. We're not going to get into a big lesson on that. But in short, everything has energy. Like if you were to say, well, I really wish I could get this. Instead of saying, I want this. This is the outcome I desire. They have different energies, different ones passive, ones not. But words do have power. But with this being said, there's going to be some adult language. Make sure your children are not around. I will be reading the cards. But these cards do crack me up. They crack friends up. They crack up clients. So we are going to use them because we all at this time really could use a little bit of a laugh. So, and we need to get rolling because we are at 40 minutes and we are only 3 in. Holy moly. Okay. Jamie, I did shuffle these cards before I started, and I shuffled them real good, but both these cards came out in a general reading that I did recently. That's funny. So you may want to go back and listen to that general reading, because apparently these two exact same cards came out, so there's likely something in there for you. But you have bust out of your cocoon, go for your dreams, and then you have this little lightning bolt. Zing, wake you up, and on the back it says figure shit out on your own. And then you have you are giving away your power. On the back it says you are a badass. Act like it. So they are encouraging you to step out of the isolation, the self-isolation that you've been doing. Of course, not right now. If you're in an area that is supposed to be sheltering in place or quarantining or lockdown or whatever the term may be, as it's different everywhere. Once you're officially allowed, allow yourself to start coming out of your home. They're saying that you've been isolating yourself way too much, and it's time to step out of that. And you're one of the people that they're wanting you to know that it's these dreams, these things that you desire, you are not too old. You can have those things. The time has not passed. But it's having that excitement, having that joy, going for it. They're also saying not listening to others. Because for some of the things that you've wanted to do and have thought about and contemplated, others have talked you out of that. They're encouraging you to not allow them to talk you out of it any longer. Those are your hopes. Those are your dreams. They have no influence over it. And now I'm needing to clear my throat. So apparently there's someone that you need to speak up with and communicate. I appreciate your feedback. Hold on one second. Oh, I've got a terrible frog in my throat. Jami, you have got to speak, girl. Hold on a second. Wow. Wow. Speak up. They're encouraging you, speak up for yourself. You feel like you are clamped down and cannot communicate. It will be freeing for you. And also going to help with some health issues you've got going on. It'll be liberating and freeing for you to speak up. And it's necessary for you to speak up for yourself at this time. And they're also encouraging you not just for the big things like this dream that you've got, this thing that you desire, but also for all other things too. Because it could be something as simple as, going to pick out dinner. And again, you're just saying, well, I don't care. When in reality, and speaking of dinner, ignore my stomach. If you're hearing my stomach grumble, I haven't eaten yet today. Apparently my belly wants some food. But even speaking up for small things, that really doesn't sound good tonight. Are you okay with us eating this? Because this sounds really good to me. Because all relationships are give and take. And they shouldn't always get to choose what's going to be had for dinner. You have opinions too. So speak up, share those things, okay? Now we are going to move on to, I'm going to use this one and this one. Okay. So now we are moving on to K Stormy 23. We're going to have to get rid of our beautiful decoration, aren't we? Oh, we'll move that up there. Maybe we'll angle it so you don't see the beautiful little coal sticker. We'll just toss it. Although now you get to see my little setup underneath it to try and prop it up so that the light would shine. Look at that. There's some cards. Cole's got cards everywhere. Okay. Put those over there. Okay, K Stormy. You're going to make me bust out. Okay. And then let's do... Ooh. You get a unicorn. 2 unicorns. Okay. All right. So much for us speeding this up, huh? Okay. So I just watched your video from June 2017, a pivotal month in my life because it popped up. Isn't that great? And if you ever have a video that pops up, even if it's like years old, that's the message that the angels want you to have at that time. I'm glad you listened. They're saying that they're glad you listened as well. I settled that month, shamefully so. I let the person I thought so highly of treat me like trash. Almost 3 years later, I am still so confused. Is a walk-in or a walk-on a real thing? Do I have one? Does any of this matter? Sadly, I am still working on healing my heart, but I am happy and in love. So... I only do one part. Okay. If they're wanting to give you a little bit of information. So yes, walk-ins are real. For those of you that have never heard of a walk-in, so what can happen is if a soul is going to exit and say the body is still viable. So say the soul's just like, okay, worn out, been here long enough, don't want to do this anymore, ready to go, ready to cross over. But that body's still viable, and there is still a big mission that person was intended to do, or a big mission that can be accomplished that's going to help humanity and or help that family or whomever. Another soul can step into that body and take over. But don't freak out. It's not like this is just happening to people all the time. This, most of the time, like 98, 99% of the time, will happen when, it doesn't always happen, but if there's going to be a swap, one soul's out, one soul's in, it's going to happen when somebody is on their deathbed or someone has a near-death experience. So, you could have somebody in the hospital, they go into a coma, they come out of it. then they could have had a walk-in. And a lot of times you'll know that because their behavior and demeanor and things change. But they can't change that much, because if they brought in a total new soul and they knew nothing about that other person's lifetime and had no recollection and things of it, that could cause some issues. Now, every once in a blue moon that does happen, but usually they're going to be downloaded with the memories and stuff, so that it's a seamless transition. Although you're asking that because you want to know about this person. No, they are not a walk-in. They have not had a walk-in. This relationship, though, that you are in, you're not fully opening up to it yet. So they are encouraging, because you have retreat in reverse. It's time to disconnect from the world. You've got give your relationship a chance. The bottom says work on your partnership. You have make the effort, and it says great love is worth taking. This step you're guided to take, and then you've got take a trip. And on the back it says go see some shit, do some new things, talk to people cooler than you. And then you've got love, give some, get some, give some. It will cheer you up. So this relationship, although in your eyes it's not like it's some concrete relationship, and it's a lot because it's not something you're seeing long term, they are encouraging you, even though it's not the one you've envisioned, allow yourself to open up to it. Because you could be pleasantly surprised. Kind of like, I said that there's some gentlemen that I'm chatting with. The one, I just gotta say, there's one that I'm just like, but the other one, there's a lot of potential there. Now, in the past, I would have been totally closed off, having him pursuing me, and it's funny. He's like, "Why don't you come here? We'll hang out at my pool. We'll just quarantine." Like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna hang out at home with my Yorkies. But in the past, I would have been the whole time, no, because I'm in love with my twin flame. I want my twin flame. That's who I want to be with. That's who I want to have a relationship. That's who I want to build something with. That's who I'm deeply in love with. That's my other half. And then it'd be like, you're not my other half, and I don't feel these things for you like I feel for him. And would have just turned the other way. Not even given it a chance. But the angels are like, you've got to give this a chance. We are sending other people. You've got to open up the opportunities. I'm like, okay, all right. So here I am, opening up, enjoying myself. They're encouraging you to do that. Give the relationship a chance. Open up to it. That's going to help clear up some of your confusion. Also, take a trip. There's a location that they've been trying to encourage you to go to. Not that you're going to consciously know what it clicks in you. They're showing me water. But when you go to this location, it's going to do some tremendous healing for your soul. So that trip you keep thinking about taking, schedule that trip, take it. And don't be afraid to take it by yourself, because that's going to help. But the main thing is to open up to this person, because although they've got lots of potential, you're still not fully open up to it. Because you're still wondering about the other one. Well, have they changed? Have they swapped? Now, the nice thing is, if they were to ever come back, they are not a different soul. They do not have a walk-in, but they would be different than previously because of their own healing. But right now, you just enjoy the relationship you're with and open up to that, because that's where they're guiding you right now. Okay, Miranda Graat. I want this deck. This one. Okay. Okay. Miranda asked, I was wondering if the angels have a message for me that might help me in my twin flame journey. My twin and I are in process for the 11th year this year. Well, the good news is you are actually a true twin flame. So the card you have flirt. It's in reverse. It says extend your light-hearted energy to others, and you have calling in your soulmate. At the bottom it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Then you have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And then you have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So you're not communicating with your twin. You're not having conversations. They are having a lot of difficulty at this time overcoming obstacles, overcoming the things that they need to heal and release. And it's interesting because they're actually annoyed by how often and frequently they think of you. And it's because you are a trigger to bring up the things that they need to heal and release and get past. And they feel like they're helpless. They feel like they can't do anything about it. And they're like, oh my gosh, you know, she pops up and then I need to do this and work on that, but I just can't. Why are they in a victim mentality? So they have this deep-seated fear of rejection. They already feel as though life has rejected. Oops, I'm erase this, stick in my mic. Okay. They feel as though life has rejected them in many ways and in many areas. They're feeling trapped, feeling stuck. They feel like a victim. They are having a difficult time breaking out of that victim mentality, like, oh my gosh, woe is me, everything comes to me and it happens to me and I can't do anything about it. And they're having a lot of difficulty healing themselves, as well as healing their heart so that they can open up their heart. But there's nothing you can do about that, Miranda. That's something that they have to do. So what you need to do, this whole calling in your soulmate, put together a visualization board or a list or whatever you want and put it out there. Okay, God, Jesus, angels, I would like him. I would like my twin. I'd like to be with him. I'd like to marry him. I'd like to have a future with him. Or someone better. If that is not your plan, someone better. Know that I want him. That's what I really want. But if that's not in the cards, then someone better. Because it's not like you're giving up on him. Not that you don't want that with him. There's a lot of stuff he's got to work through. And then put down what you'd like in a partner. You know, I want somebody that's family oriented or whatever it is that you want. And then be open to new love, new romance coming in. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to end up married to someone else. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but because someone that you're going to date is going to have some red flags that you're not going to like. And that's okay. You know, just pay attention to those things. Don't be like, oh my gosh, Nicole said I had to be open to love. So even though this guy's really not responsive and he's not communicating and doing those things, don't put up with it. Say thank you. It was very nice to meet you. Thank you for playing. Have a wonderful life. It was very nice to meet you. Deuces. And then move on to the next one. So, but they really want you to start dating others. And they are saying that not necessarily that's going to be long-term. And it is not going to be long-term with one of them. They're showing me for sure. Some guy with dark hair. Definitely not going to be long-term with him. But you have got to start enjoying life. Stop isolating yourself. Start dating. It's almost like you're feeling desolate. Like, oh, I'm not hearing from my twin, so it's just all over. And so you've been blocking others out of self-preservation. You've not been opening your heart because you don't want to be hurt. But they're encouraging you to open your heart. Start dating. Start having fun. Put out what you want to meet. And like I said, it's not... Because when it comes to twin flames, they do have the intent to have all twin flames physically coming into union in this lifetime because of what twin flames are here to do. Now, it's a little different for twin souls. But for twin flames, that is the intent. Now, there's going to be a tiny number that don't come together. But they are working to have the two of you come together. But the thing to understand is, so you're stagnated, you're not opening up to love, you're not going out and doing things, you're not enjoying life. Then they're stagnated. They're not doing what they need to do. They're not healing. They're not moving forward because you're not moving forward. So you need to move forward. And there are some divine feminine out there that as they move forward and start to date and start to move on, that's what actually it is going to take for their divine masculine to finally get up off their rumps and do something. Because the fear of losing their feminine is the one thing they don't want to lose. And they'll know. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to send them a memo. You don't have to write them a letter. You don't have to do anything. Because true twin flames, and even twin souls, you're each other's other half. They're going to know when you're moving on. And they're not going to like it. And for a number of them, that actually is what's going to motivate them to get up off their butts and finally do something. Archangel Michael shows. He's showing me like a bunch of angels like sitting around shaking a stool, like with a guy on a stool. Like they're trying with everything their might to just shake him off and make him do something. There's only so much they can do. But one thing that might shake him off of it is you moving on. And it's not a game. That's not a thing as a game. The main, energetically, you need to move on to get things moving. And you need to move forward because it's going to bring you joy and happiness again. And you need to be at that vibration of joy and happiness if and when for the two of you to come together. And it's just going to be enjoyable for you to be wooed again. I mean, look at him. This knight's down. He's trying to impress her. He's doing things for her to feel like, wow, I'm wanted. I am wanted. I am worthy. This is enjoyable. I am worthy of someone courting me and romancing me and bringing me flowers and doing sweet things for me. I am worthy of that. You need to remember that. So, hopefully that helps. Deanna Marx, you get a totally different deck of cards. Okay. Break them. Okay. So Deanna was asking, I'm dealing with health issues regarding my ulcerative colitis, and I'm wondering if my doctor will find a treatment to put me in remission, or if I will need to have surgery to have my colon removed. They are showing me your doctor is going to find a treatment, but you're not going to be doing it. You're not going to be taking that. And the reason is that this can be healed and fixed other ways. The main thing is dietary changes. They're showing me no sugar, no dairy, those things that are inflammatory for your colon. More fruits, more vegetables, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Also like detoxification. That's funny. There's your sign. You've got food, dietary changes all over here. So you've got organic foods. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting my desire to consume and use organic products. And then you have do more research. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly and gently leading me to the information that I need to know for my well-being. Please give me the courage to be assertive as I take charge of my health care needs. And then diet is important here. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for guiding me to make positive eating and drinking choices and for reducing or eliminating my cravings for unhealthful substances. Yeah. So the main thing is by changing your diet, improving your diet, and also doing a detoxification. So this colitis, they're showing me major inflammation and almost like polyps in your colon. It's important to do a detoxification. Now, there are a number of ways that you can detoxify your body. There's like a detoxification from metagenics. People do juice detoxifications. There is a detox product that would actually really benefit you. I had a friend years ago who was a mentor of mine, one of my quantum touch mentors. She had told me about it, but I was already doing a different detox at that point. I was doing a metagenics detox, but she had told me about it. And then a month or so ago, a dear friend of mine had asked me, "Oh, have you ever heard of this?" And I'm like, "I think that's what a friend had told me about years ago." And I was already getting prompted by the angels to start a detox. And I had actually purchased some pills, but they told me, "Don't start the pills. That's not what we want you to do." So fast forward. So I started doing, that's the detox I'm doing right now. But the product is Advanced TRS. And it's by Coseva. And it's a spray, but it gets heavy metals out of your body. It gets toxins out of your body. People see huge shifts and improvement in their health once they get those things out of their body. There's a Facebook group. And if any of you are interested in that, let me know, and I'll pull up the Facebook group and I'll put the link below. And I'll even put Carol, who's my friend, who she also is a distributor, if you guys are interested. If you're interested in the Facebook page, let me know. I'll put the link below. If you are interested in getting any, let me know in the comments below, and then I will put Carol's information. But it's amazing. When you go to this Facebook group, you'll read about these parents who, they started to give their children their vaccines. And their children were healthy, fine, and then all of a sudden their children are autistic and they're not speaking. All of a sudden they have bad allergies. All of a sudden they have rash issues, skin issues. So then they start their children on this TRS. Gets all those poisons and toxins out of their body. Suddenly their children are talking. Because many of these parents with feedback, their children were not speaking. And then all of a sudden their children are speaking. They're communicating. Their allergies are gone. Their breathing asthma issues are gone. Their rashes are gone. Suddenly your colitis will be gone. The last piece is, it's interesting when you look at the body, because our body reflects where we are. You have colon things. What does a colon do? A colon gets rid of shadoodles. So if you can't let stuff go, you keep that bottled up, which is what you do, you're going to have problems with your colon. And there's a lot of things that you are still holding on to that cause you anger. Anger is inflammation, inflammatory, inflamed thinking about stuff you can't let go of. So it would be beneficial for you to get some energy healing. Be with me, be with whomever you feel guided to get energy healing from, but that would be the third part that you would need to get this healed and get it gone. You can even start doing some of that yourself. If you've never done forgiveness letters, go back to some of my previous videos. I've got directions for that. Do forgiveness letters, do lists to start letting that stuff go. But an energy healer would be beneficial for you to get you through that. And again, go to whomever you're guided to. If you do choose you want a session with me, shoot me a message in the subject line, because I do get so many messages per day. Put, "Hey, Nicole, you told me to reach out to you." And then that way I'll see your message and give you a response. And anyone that's listening to this, if you've had healing sessions, it doesn't have to be with me, it can be with anyone that you've had energy healing with. And if you have a testimony about the power of energy healing, please put that below, so that way Deanna can see how it can benefit her, so that you do not have to have your colon removed. And they're saying you're not going to have your colon removed. Three more, because you're going to have divine intervention. This detoxification is key. And you just need to expect a miracle. And it's detoxifying the physical stuff in your body, as well as detoxifying the emotional stuff in your body. And with that, you will be receiving a miracle, and you're not going to have your colon removed. And in case you're not watching this, the 3 cards I just pulled are divine intervention, detoxification, and expect a miracle. So hopefully that helps, Deanna. And we're going to move on to our last 2. So Ashley Coughlin, can you please tell me the current and near future energies between my twin and I? Use these. Oh, if I can get them picked up. Okay, move those. I need more space, don't I? Okay. So let's go on ahead and get you. They sure do love that number 4. I mean, what about one card? A lot of you guys like to see cards. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of reversals. So you have stay optimistic about your love life. That is reversed. The bottom says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And then you have unrequited love. That's reversed. That's a good thing to be reversed. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And then you have getting to know each other. That's also reversed. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And then the last card you have is past life relationship. You have known each other before. So your twin soul and you. Well, first off, they are encouraging you to remain optimistic because you're losing your faith and hope that it's going to happen. And they're also encouraging you to trust the divine guidance that you're receiving about this because you are receiving signs and synchronicities and such. So when you get those, instead of being like, quit playing with me. Why you keep showing me their name? They're not calling me. They're not doing anything. Just stop torturing me. Instead of looking at it like that, be like, okay, thank you for the signs. I am glad that you are still working on them. I am glad that you are working on me. Now, if you could please make this happen, that would be great. But just trust. And they are really saying to stop getting so frustrated with the signs that they are giving you. Because energetically, that just keeps you in a state of lack of them not coming in yet. Because you're like, oh my gosh, they're not here. They're not here. Yeah, well, they're not here. And what is that putting out the universe? They're not here. So just trust. There is love there because, again, you have unrequited love in reverse. So you've been questioning, is this real? They don't even feel anything for me. If they did, I would hear from them. There's nothing here. But there is love here. Just have faith, trust, know that a miracle is going to happen, even though it appears that it's done and over. They're showing me like a tree chopped down. So you're like, oh, all hope is lost. It's dead. It's over. All I've got is this shriveled up stump. And there's not even enough of a stump for me to chisel out a beautiful character. A miracle is going to burst forth from that. There will be new growth, new beginning, new life brought into it. It is still going to be a little bit off, but it will happen when the time is right. Now, because you're not speaking right now, you're not communicating, you would like to be in the immediate future, but just remember, everything's well, everything's fine. Keep yourself balanced. In one of the recent videos, I was talking about why it's important for twins to stay balanced. Make sure you're balanced. Remember that you're perfect. Don't focus on the fact that there's not any communication. Don't focus on the fact that he's not there. Know that things are going to change and just focus on you. Because just as you feel like, oh my gosh, he's not talking to me, he's not communicating, I'm not hearing anything, he feels alienated. But also feels like no one gets them. But they do think that you get them, but they're still not sure why. At some point, you will have those conversations down the road. And yes, you do have a past life with each other. They are encouraging you during this time of separation to not lose your spark. That's the main thing that they need you to focus on at this point. While he's taking care and doing his things, you focus on you. You enjoy life. You get out and have fun. Enjoy things with your friends. Just enjoy all of life. Doing the activities you love. Enjoying your job. because they're saying enjoying your side hustle, whatever that is. Okay, enjoying your side hustle. But you enjoy all of those things. And they'll take care of the rest. Because there's still some things that they're working on with him. Like there's some financial instability. And there's a family healing and stuff that's still going on with him. So they're going to be working on him. You just work on you. Know that there's love. Know that things will be fine. Things will work out when it's time. It's just not time. It's likely not going to be time until the very beginning of next year. Right now they're saying February. Don't forget when you hear me saying February 2021. Things can always shift. They can change. Don't focus on dates. You can always punt things to the right. But just be in a state of peace and calm and enjoying life, knowing that, you had to have a lot of healing done. He's having his healing done now. That's all. But the main thing is to remember there is love there, and that's why you keep getting signs and messages. So just take those as confirmation of, okay, it's still going to happen when it's time, and divine timing. God's time is not our time. It's not. And we can get frustrated and upset about it, and then we're essentially just putting up blocks to it by that, or we can just accept it and be like, okay, God, I'm glad that this is still going to happen. Thank you for the signs. And do you, while they're taking care of everything else. And if and when they need you to move on, they will tell you, but that's not, right now they just need you to focus on you and have fun. Last question is Meredith Newth. My only question for now is, what is going on with all the weird nighttime dreams and astral travels? Oh my gosh, I just would like to give you a high five for asking a question that's not love related, although I do know most people want to know about love. So the veil is thinning. This is all spoken about in the Bible and theological texts throughout time. We are in that time right now where the veil is thinning. And we went through a big shift late last year, early winter, late fall, where a lot of people began to have vivid dreams. So that is not uncommon. That is a common thing at this time, because you're discovering that we are souls. We have a lot of other things going on. We are not just in this lifetime. We are in multiple lifetimes and dimensions all at the same time. Previously, before people were getting some glimpses, they would go to sleep and they would wake up the next day and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I don't feel like I got any sleep. This is crazy. It's because they were doing a lot of astral travel. Now, different things can happen, though, in your dreams. So, you are more than what you realize. You are doing work on other planes. They have been letting you see some of that. So, some of your dreams have been you traveling and seeing what you're doing in those other planes. Now, some of the things, so sometimes our dreams will actually get to see what we're doing in other lifetimes. Sometimes, though, what you're doing is they're showing you and giving you signs about things that you need to release. In order to rejuvenate yourself, also to remotivate yourself, because you've lost your zest, your motivation in life. You've lost your excitement about the future and dreams. So they've been showing you those things to release. And also fears. There's a lot of fears and things that they're showing you that because they want you just to release those things. It's time so that you can move forward. Because you're feeling like depleted, unfulfilled. You're also like in this state of, if only I would have done this, if only I would have pursued that, if I would have gotten this job, and you're just looking back on your life, well, why didn't I do this? And I messed up on that, and I didn't get this, and now I'm just stuck. And I'm unhappy, and life is over, and woe is me, and I'm just going to be stuck in this misery. And they're trying to shake you out of that, to say, no, it's not. It's not over. It's not. Here's these last few things to release, let go of, and here's things to pursue. They're trying to help, give you some inspiration. They are encouraging you to pray and ask for their help with this renewal and rejuvenation of your life. And for others of you out there too, if you're trying to figure out your dreams, I also encourage you, Meredith, to start a dream journal. So get a notebook, put it beside your bed. Typically, you're going to find within 10 minutes of waking up, you're not going to remember your dreams. So you need to have the notebook beside your bed so that when you wake up, you just write down the dream. Don't try to interpret it because you're likely not going to know what the heck it was talking about. Now, you might, but most times you're going to find that you don't. But you will find by writing your dreams down every night when you wake up, when you're having them, that you'll see a pattern, or you see, oh, that's what it is. Oh, that's what they're trying to tell me that I need to work on. But just write them down, because that's going to be a map, a guide that's going to be able to help you figure that out as to what they're sharing with you. And they are encouraging many of you that are listening to this to do that, because many of you have recently had that chakra. It is a chakra. It's at the base of your head in the back. That's whole star chakra. They have activated that. So you're getting dreams now. So write those things down. And there are a number of books and things out there that can help you interpret your dreams. So you can be like, oh, why do I keep getting that image of this animal or this water? And you can also look it up online. And then, beforehand, pray, God, Jesus, angels, what is it that you're trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? And read the book or look online. And they'll guide you like, oh, that's what you're trying to tell me. Because with many, most of the dreams at this time are trying to help guide your way to any things you need to do, actions to take, things to release. And there are some of you that are also getting glimpses of things that you're doing in other lifetimes. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped all of you. Again, if you have not yet asked a question at all, and you have a question, put that below. And I will talk back with you guys in a couple days. Wishing you all a lot of love, joy, and blessings.